How will the league move forward? WFMY News 2's Jalen Gilkey joins us now to break it all down.
With the Bills-Bengals game officially being called a no contest, the NFL finds itself in unfamiliar territory. The Chiefs, the Bills, and the Bengals were all in contention for the #1 seed in the AFC, which would grant them home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Now, let's look at how all this could shake out. The NFL held a special league meeting Friday to discuss two topics. First, the AFC Championship game will be played at a neutral site if either the Bills or Bengals qualify for the AFC Championship as a road team. Now, let's get to those scenarios. There are three different scenarios that would lead to the AFC Championship game on a neutral site. If Buffalo and Kansas City both win or tie their Week 18 games, a Bills vs. Chiefs championship will be on a neutral site. If Buffalo and Kansas City both lose and the Ravens win or tie in their Week 18 matchup against the Bengals, then a Chiefs vs. Bills championship game would end up on a neutral site. And third, if Buffalo and Kansas City both lose and Cincinnati wins or ties in Week 18, if Buffalo or Cincinnati ended up taking on Kansas City in the championship game, that game would be on a neutral site as well. But there is still more to figure out. The AFC North Division title was also up for grabs, and with the Ravens and Bengals set to face off in Week 18 and the chance for a rematch in the first round of the playoffs as a very real possibility, if the Ravens defeat the Bengals in Week 18 and those two teams are slated to meet up in the wild card round, the site for that game would be determined by coin flip. Now, I know that was a lot to take in and digest, and honestly, we just have to see how this weekend's games go. But one thing is for certain, this year's playoffs will be something we've never seen before.
I'm glad you broke that all down, because just watching it, I was like,
You almost have to do some sort of chart.
Yes.
It's hard to follow a lot of that.
I have to give some props to the NFL for doing what they could to try to make it equitable for every team involved. There's really no way to make it perfect for every scenario. But I mean, they were dealt with something unprecedented.
Absolutely.
I would think, tell me what you think on this, Jalen. I would think that a neutral site, so let's say, I don't know, whoever the two teams are, they have to play each other on a neutral site. Would they try to pick a site that is equidistant from the two? Or
So they're trying right now to establish whether they'll be in Indianapolis or they will be in Detroit. So those are probably the two areas that they're looking for at the moment. They're looking for something with a dome and a team that most likely won't have a home playoff game. And even if the Lions make it, they'll be a 7 seed, so they will never host a game. So, but it's looking more like Indianapolis is more likely because the Colts are going to be outside the playoffs.
Well, you know what? Carolina isn't in the playoffs, and I think we should host it right down here in
That would be
Charlotte.
great.
Could you imagine what a spectacle it would be?
It would be.
I'll try to get a ticket. I'm not going to lie to you.
I would. I'd walk right out front.
Might have to call out that day.
Now we're thinking alike, Lauren.
This Sunday's Bills-Patriots, if Damar can anyway show up, whether it's on screen through FaceTime or maybe even be there in wheelchair, whatever it's going to be,
the numbers,
Patriots, they will kill.
They wouldn't have a chance.
They would not have a chance.
And so today, just a few minutes ago, they did announce that Damar Hamlin will be going on injured reserve, so he will be done for the rest of this season.
Yeah, that's probably.
But they are very optimistic and hopeful that he will be able to make a full recovery. And we never know what we'll see.
Hopefully he can play again.
Wouldn't that be amazing if he get back on the field?
It would be amazing.
Cold chills the day if he ever walked out on that field.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm gonna be honest. After everything that has taken place this last week and just the way the world has rallied around Damar Hamlin and the Buffalo Bills, I see it being very difficult that they don't win the Super Bowl this year.
Just using that motivation that their brother has been given a second chance. I liked how his family said he wouldn't want it any other way. He would want you all to continue to play, but just for him to have this fast recovery. I mean, it happened Monday night.
Huge.
We're here Friday. He's talking. He's writing.
When his first thing he wrote was, "Did we win?" That says all about him.
And I literally knew. I said, this is going to be the first thing he asked. If he's able to communicate, did we win the game? Because if we think about it, the last thing he remembers was playing football.
Yeah, that's right.
And so he wakes up in the hospital. He's like, okay, I got hurt. Don't really know what happened, but did we win the game?
Right.
And to find out, what transpired and all that he battled and went through, unbelievable.
Yeah,
what a warrior.